Hey, what's up, y'all? Coach Rock here, official trainer for I Love Basketball TV. Today I'm going to bring you guys my favorite crossovers that I've ever seen, that I've ever used, and that you should use in the game to help you destroy each and every defender. So how this video is going to work is first I'm going to go through each crossover. I'm going to break it down completely. I'm going to explain it to you. And then stay tuned in the end. I'm going to go through all the moves live so you can see exactly how to do them. And then I'm going to give you a counter to each move so that instead of giving you 5 crossovers, now you have 10 new moves. You have the crossovers and the counters. So stay tuned, watch this video, take your game to the next level. Let's go. All right, so the first cross we're going to get into is, of course, the infamous Allen Iverson cross. No crossover, no best crossover tutorial is right without this crossover. So everybody remembers when he crossed over Jordan. Obviously, everybody knows exactly how to set it up. You either hesitate that way or you just kind of rock him to sleep with a baby cross, and then you actually extend for the main cross. And that's what he did to MJ. He set him up with the baby crossover to see if he would bite. Once he bit, then he extended out and hit him with the quick crossover and then the pull-up. So with this move, what you have to utilize is you have to utilize footwork. You have to try to create as much space as possible between this and the actual crossover. And this is going to make your man bite. So if you just come down like this, that's not going to make your man bite. He's not going to think you're going that way. He's not going to think you're doing anything different. But if you come down and hit him with the far cross, then that's when, you know, he starts, all right, he might go that way. This is how you catch your man sleeping. And read your man, just how Iverson did. Give him a little baby cross. I love doing this. Sometimes I'll do this maybe 3 times in a row to see if he bites. And if I see him biting each time, then I'm going to yank it hard, and he'll probably go the other way. So add this move. Now the counter to this move you can do is either a double cross, where you hit him with the Iverson cross, then come right back with the double cross, or you can just do an Iverson cross into a hesitation move. So a lot of different things you can do off of this. I'll show you those later, but let's get into the next move. All right, so now the Tim Hardaway cross, similar to the Iverson cross, is where, you know, we couldn't do a best crossover tutorial without Tim Hardaway's cross. He kind of revolutionized the crossover game. Yeah, there were crossovers before him, but he's the one that made, you know, the first stamp, like, yo, his crossover is nasty. So what he does is different than Iverson crossover. His is more of a quick double cross. That's exactly what his crossover looks like. So one thing you gotta do is you have to sell this move, just like with all the moves. If you don't sell them, if you don't set them up properly, they aren't gonna work. So with his move, how you would set it up is you have to go this direction sometimes. You have to come, either change speeds with it, but you have to get your defender thinking you're going to go that direction. Then you just come in the game. Once you see him biting a few times, and this is why this move is great in transition, because you're going this to here in such a quick boom, boom, the defender can't stay with it. So if you're in transition and first time you come down and you go hard this way, then he thinks he's got you. He thinks he's reading you, like, all right, he's going to do the same thing. Then you come down and you hit him with that quick double cross. You're going to leave him in the dust. So that's the move right there. Like I said before, stay tuned. I'm going to go through this move live so you'll get it. But the counter of this move, similar to the Iverson cross, you could turn this double cross into a triple cross where you go 1, 2, 3. If he bites, so that's if you go boom, and he reads your crossover, and then you could come back, quick crossover. And then what you could even do, which would probably be better, is once you hit him with that triple cross, then just hit him with a quick step back, hit the jumper. A lot of different things you could do. The counters, they're like infinite. You could tack on a ton of moves to make these moves effective, add counter to more counters, and you'll be pretty much unguardable. But let's get into the third move. All right, next one we're going to get into the Jamal crossover. And everybody knows he's like the king of handles. He's got that kind of street ball handle when you get in the games where, you know, he's pretty much unguardable. NBA players can't stop him, but he has that street type of game. And his move, it's a crossover, but it's kind of like the Tim Hardaway cross in the sense that it's a double crossover, but he does it behind the back, and he does it a little different. How he does it is he comes up, he drops between his legs, then he bounces over super quick, and he covers space on the bounce. So it's like, and he gets a lot of space with that bounce. So remember, when you're setting this up, you can set this up the same way as the Tim Hardaway cross, where you pretty much go that direction. But now what you want to do, once you go that direction, now you're bouncing. And that's just going to have your defender. I mean, he creates a ton of space. He's made guys fall off this move. He's had guys tripping, bouncing around, just making them look silly just because of this move. So once again, you're dropping it and then you're bouncing. Now, counter to this move, same exact, that's the thing about the crossovers. The best counter sometimes is another crossover because you got him going this way, so he's going to try to read it and go that way. Then you could cross right back over. So it's similar to here. You could do the behind the back, then crossover. So one thing Jamal Crawford likes to do is bounce, bounce, and then hit another behind the back into the pull-up. So it's a lot, like I said in the last other moves, a lot of counters you can do. Just practice all different types of counters. So in the game, it just happens naturally. You don't even know what you're going to pull out. You just pull one out. Jay the man just destroyed defender. So let's get into the next move. All right, so move number 4, Tony Parker crossover. Now, Tony Parker kind of has like a lazy type of crossover, but it works effectively because it works for what he does. And he's super quick with the basketball. So why his crossover works, because he makes you think he's going this way. Then he throws it out. So remember, he's throwing it out, and he's getting that step ahead of you. Once he gets that step ahead of you, he's already got you beat. He gets you on his hip. He's a great finisher, hits floaters, crafty around the rim. This is why this crossover works so well for him. It's not a lot of movement. Like I always say, you don't need a ton of moves to beat somebody. Tony Parker's a great example of this. He just comes, he'll just set you up, throw the crossover, and then he'll just, finish easy. But one way to set this up is a simple hesitation move. Just hesitate in one direction. Either direction you go, you hesitate, and then you're just going to throw the ball over for the crossover. So his crossover, he's covering ground on it. He's not doing an Iverson cross where he's going side to side. Tony Parker's crossover is north to south, and that's why it's so effective and definitely has to be added into your game, because he comes up and then he throws it. Now, the counter to this move, as always, you could do another crossover, but his main counter, which has been crazy that he always does, is he'll throw the cross, he'll take a bounce, then he'll spin off his defender and finish around the rim. This move is deadly. I know you've seen him spin around the lane, but you may have never noticed the move before that. He always throws the crossover and then spins into the finish. So add both of these moves to your game. It'll help you. Now let's get into the last move of this series. All right, now the last crossover isn't really any NBA players crossover. I just call it the bounce crossover. And this is a move that I pretty much picked up from one of the trainers that I used to train when I was growing up. And he showed me this move, and I pretty much have kind of like made it one of my own moves. So what you do is you have the ball, say, in your left hand. I like to start it with my left hand. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bounce to the right side. So ball on left. Whatever hand the ball is in, you're bouncing to the opposite side. So I'm bouncing to my right, ball on my left. Bouncing, then as soon as I hit the ground, I'm going to drop the ball and cross back over. So it's kind of a double cross. So I'm coming, bouncing, and then hitting that quick double cross. This is a great move to get a pull-up jump shot off of. Do it all the time. Just come, I bounce, quick 1-2, and then I hit the pull-up. Now my other favorite thing to do off of this move is the hesitation, the fake double crossover, and this is just as deadly as that move. So now, for the counter of this, they've seen me do that, so I'm gonna bounce. As soon as I bounce, because it's so unique, they know what I'm doing, right? So when I bounce, but if you watch the footwork, it's kind of like I'm moving my feet. I shuffle my feet just a little bit, just to get them reading, get them biting, get their body reacting. Then I hesitate. So remember, bounce, and then you're crossing. You're not crossing back over. You're just doing the simple hesitation. So main move, going that way, and then the bounce move, hesitation move, bouncing, and then I'm going that way. So great move to add to your game. Now let's get into the live demonstrations. what I want you to do, like if this video helped you, comment below, let me know, what's your favorite crossover of all time. Maybe I missed a crossover and I'll bring you a part 2 to this series. So let me know what crossovers you want to see. Let me know what's your favorite crossover and who's your favorite player that does the crossover, so I can dissect them and then I can bring you, the breakdown for their crossovers. As always, subscribe so you know when the next video is coming. Click this button right here if you want a free basketball workout to help you take your game to the next level. If you're on any mobile device, that same link is in the description. Click that link. I'll personally email you over your workout. I'll see you next time.